Before Ramon Betances, Albizu Campos, or even Lolita Lebron, there was Maria de la Mercedes Balbudo. Maria Balbudo was a Puerto Rican political activist and the first female independentista who advocated and fought for the independence of Puerto Rico from Spain. During the height of her prominence, she was discovered by spies and sent to prison, from which she eventually escaped. However, after her escape, she had to live in exile and was never able to return to Puerto Rico again. The exact date of her birth is not certain, but it is estimated to have been in 1773 in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Being one of four siblings, she was born to a Spanish officer in the Spanish Royal Military, Domingo Balbudo, and a Puerto Rican mother of mixed racial descent, Belén Coronado. Although not wealthy, the family's economic status was comfortable, and the fact that her father was a military officer afforded her the benefit of access to education and books. She became one of the few women on the island who learned to read, because at the time the only people who had access to libraries and who could afford books were either appointed Spanish government officials or wealthy landowners. It is also believed that she studied with the Catholic nuns at a convent. This is evidenced by her fine handwriting, which she exhibited when writing her letters. Thanks to her education and the environment into which she was born, Maria Balbudo's awareness and interest in politics began to grow. Aside from her formal education, she learned how to manage business from her uncle, Juan Veloz Coronado, who was a moneylender and became a reputable merchant in the San Juan area. As a young woman, Balbudo founded a sewing goods store in San Juan, specializing in the sale of buttons, threads, and clothes. She also eventually became successful as a personal loan provider like her uncle. Over time, Maria Balbudo's education and business acumen afforded her the ability to move in prominent circles and to meet and socialize with important people. These included notable citizens such as Captain Ramon Power, Bishop Juan Alejo de Arizmendi, and the artist Jose Campeche. Maria Balbudo was very open-minded and would often hold meetings with intellectuals in her house. They would discuss the political, social, and economic situation of Puerto Rico and the Spanish Empire in general, and propose solutions to improve the well-being of the people on the island. As her political acumen matured, she became a great admirer of the liberator Simón Bolívar, and she began to move in what would be considered at that time more radical circles. She established a friendship with a Puerto Rican royalist colonel, Matias Escut Valverde Jr., who turned subversive against Spain. She also befriended and wrote to many Venezuelan revolutionists, among them Jose Maria Rojas, with whom she regularly corresponded. Rojas was a revolutionary agent who collaborated with Bolívar. She also received magazines and newspapers from Venezuela which upheld the ideals of Bolívar. According to some, she even had some type of correspondence with Antonio Valero de Bernalbe, who was known as the liberator from Puerto Rico and had joined Simón Bolívar in the struggle against Spanish rule in the Americas. Eventually, Maria de la Mercedes Balbudo's house began to be suspected as the center of meetings of conspirators against Spain. In 1823, a new governor, Miguel de la Torre, was installed in Puerto Rico. With this installation began a period of intensified repression on the island. The Spanish authorities in Puerto Rico under Governor Miguel de la Torre were suspicious of the correspondence between Balbudo and the Venezuelan rebel factions. José de Luque, a spy hired by La Torre, was the one who discovered Maria Balbudo's correspondence with the radicals in Puerto Rico. Governor Latorre monitored the Balbudo house for a year and a half, starting in September of 1823. Secret agents of the Spanish government intercepted some of her mail, delivering it to the governor. He ordered an investigation and had her mail confiscated. The government believed that the correspondence served as propaganda of the Bolivarian ideals and that it would also serve to motivate Puerto Ricans to seek their independence. According to the Spanish investigation, the correspondence also revealed the radical conspiracy contemplated the taking of the forts of San Juan and that the core of the subversives consisted of the Puerto Rican officers themselves in the Royalist Army. Interestingly, one of the letters revealed the following proclamation to the people of Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans, wake up from your apathy before Spain leaves you redeemed to a handful of impotent land, so that you will be eternally slaves of barbaric Cossacks or slightly less barbaric Spaniards. It is time for us to do things, for us to obtain a distinguished place in the world, for us to act like men without the need for tutors and to fight hard against the intrusive and obstinate Spaniards in ordering what belongs to others. Long live independence, long live freedom. On October 22nd, 1825, Maria de la Mercedes Balbudo was summoned to confess her crime. She was questioned about her letters and did not deny that it was true. She did not deny her complicity with all the names of the accused that were cited to her and who had already left the island. They then took her to her house and searched her. They found countless compromising communications calling for revolution. The following day, she was put on house arrest in the Castillo San Cristobal until the schooner El Marinero took her to a recollection house in Havana, Cuba. However, after 5 months, with the help of revolutionary factions, Balbudo escaped from this recollection house and went to St. Thomas Island. She eventually arrived at La Guaira in Venezuela, where her friend Jose Maria Rojas met her. Eventually, she settled in Caracas, Venezuela. Thanks to the support of her friends and her perseverance, Maria de la Mercedes Balbudo was able to continue her business and advocacy. Puerto Ricans Antonio Valero Bernabe and Father Jose Maria Bonilla were also there, among many other exiles from the island who dreamed of seeing Puerto Rico free. Maria de la Mercedes Balbudo died on February 17, 1849, at the age of 76. She was buried in the Cathedral of Caracas, a place reserved for the people of national importance. This was the place where the liberator, Simón Bolívar, was also originally buried. Her remains still remain there. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Help us to spread this video by sharing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more videos.